be good. All right, I just did that. There we go. Oh, I was just gonna check the sound. So let me check the sound. And then once we do that, we're good to go. Happy Wednesday. Looks like we are officially, yes. Here we go. Jeff, change it to business attire. Oh, I was just going to check the sound. So let me check the sound. There we go. Sounds good. Perfect. Perfect. So hip openers today, little workshop Wednesday with some hip openers. Yesterday, I was over at good old Tony Horton's house, creating a whole yoga program for his new program. If you haven't seen that yet, he's working on it. He's working on it. But it's always fun to work together because, you know, he's so strong. Those of you that don't know who he is, Tony Horton created P90X, and he's a good buddy of mine. And you know, whenever he's got some yoga stuff, he's a firm believer in yoga and the yoga practice. And anytime he has anything that he wants to add yoga to, he always calls me, which is nice. I'm grateful for that. And so yesterday we did one, and it was good. It's a solid, good, strong. It's kind of a little twisty, not so many arm balances, but we're both, he was happy with it, and I was happy with it, so that's good. So keep an eye out for that when it comes out. I ran yesterday, my knee still is not, I think it was kind of fine, I sort of felt it a little bit, but sadly, it's still not 100%, still not where I want it to be for me to go run and be free like I love to be. Anyway, happy Wednesday, let's go ahead and get started. And we are going to focus on some hip openers today. So inside, outside, and we'll do our normal warm-ups, and we'll go into some hips. Freshly shaven this morning. Let's go ahead and start. Feet shoulder distance. Bring the palms together, close your eyes, relax your shoulders, take a nice deep breath. Oh, let those shoulders drop down, top of the head float up. Class number 138. 138. Can't believe it. Good. Setting your intention here, intention to release stress, to heal, to strengthen, whatever that means for you as far as your intention goes, and then drop your head down over to one side, easy neck stretch on that opposite side. Breath smooth. If you're just joining us for the first time, as you know, these classes are done on a donation basis, and there's 3 ways you can do that. Drop the head to the other side. You could pay for your class. Go to 5pointyoga.com, our lovely studio here, the website, and just scroll down a little bit and then click on the schedule link, sign up for your class like a normal person would. And then, or if you come into class, not that you're not normal, but go ahead and drop the arms and then make a few circles one direction. There's also a little link we put up there for a $15 suggested donation for a virtual class. Or you could just Venmo me directly opposite side in the neck here. And that's at Teddy McDonald, T-E-D-D-Y. All of that is greatly appreciated. Go ahead and come back to the center. Some shoulder rolls forward and back, forward and back. Opposite direction. So with the hip openers, there's always times and people that I see that are just so flexible in the hips, it blows my mind. Arms up, interlace the fingertips, turn the palms up to the ceiling, because my hips are not exactly flexible, really at all. And the hip socket, right? The whole thing that sort of covers, right? We're gonna do a little bit of that motion. But if you think about it just from an anatomical standpoint, your femur bone, which is the biggest bone in your body from your knee to your hip, goes into your pelvis. And there's a lot of things that are happening around there and through there. Fold over to the other side. Oh, side stretch. So when people say, hip, oh, my hips are tight. Well, there's your my hips are tight too, but I'm back up to the center, lean back, take a nice big inhale, and then fold down forward as you exhale. Hang forward, stretch. Oh. Good, smooth, even breaths in and out of your nose. And you can grab the elbows here, just drop the head. You could, if you wanted to get a little more active, you can grab the fingers and kind of pull them down a little bit. I don't recommend that right away. In fact, let's not do that. Let's just sway a little side to side. So a little side to side swaying action. Good. And then from there, let's come back to the center. Clasp the hands back behind you. A little shoulder stretch. Interlace the fingertips. Breathe. Good. One more breath. Give it a nice stretch. And then release that. Now we're going to take the legs wider than the mat. So here's our first hip stretch. Legs super wide. Fix the bottom of my shirt here. From here, go ahead and bend over to your right side. Sink down. I want you to stretch the inner thigh on the left. That's the adductor. Adductors, again, get super tight. Especially for people like me who just like run and bike and, hike and do that kind of stuff. And switch sides, same thing, other side. Breathe into that stretch. What else can I share with you? I'm talking to my men's group last night. I do this weekly men's group. Actually, Tony's part of it. Switch sides. He started it, actually. Switch sides, back to the other side. Sink in. Strong leg, stretching the inner thigh. Support your body with this left hand, and then take the right arm up. Add the twist. Breathe. Drop that arm behind your back, and then keep bending this, near side or the right side. Lengthen as you turn and twist. Breathe. Good. And then release it. Other side, same thing. And we were just talking about what is said in the men's group stays in the men's group. But in a general sense, I can share with you, go ahead and keep this leg strong, sink down, lengthen the upper body, turn and twist up. That, a lot of us are just talking about the levels of stress that everyone has. And I was sharing about the fact that, we all definitely through this whole pandemic situation have just have this layer of stress that we didn't have before, right? Wrap that arm, lengthen up, turn and twist, and breathe. And my point was ultimately that we need to be aware of that, because lengthen up, turn and twist up. One more breath. Sink down on that front leg. Twist it, good. Release the arm, walk the feet back together. Actually, not all the way back together, sorry. Forearms to the thighs, so feet about mat distance, bend the knees, and then move a little bit side to side. So this also should definitely be a little bit of an inner thigh stretch, right? But you know, there's the stress that we know about. Like, oh, I'm stressed out because my business is shut down, right? Like there's a layer of stress that I know about. When is it gonna open? What am I gonna have to do? Is it gonna survive? Like that kind of thing, right? And then there's layers of stress like, oh no, the kids, what's going on? Are we gonna get the virus? Or you're not gonna get the virus? What do you have to do? You know, right? How's it gonna work? Or, you know, so we know all that stuff. Besides that, there's all these layers underneath that we just don't know about. Go ahead, we're not conscious of. Go ahead now, just push the knees wide. Abdomen slightly engaged, and you can even tuck the tailbone under a little bit if that felt okay, like a good stretch. It's almost like a standing frog pose, right? Standing frog pose, that's definitely a hip opener. A few more breaths. Good. Straighten the legs, walk the feet back together now. Bend the knees slowly, engage the abdomen, roll your way up. Take a nice big inhale, lift the arms up. Fold all the way down forward as you exhale. Extend that spine as you inhale, look forward, and then step back to plank, top of a push-up. The whole idea is we definitely need to take care of ourselves, self-care, which this is part of. My self-care is doing a regular yoga practice. But then, you know, sleeping and proper eating and not eating late at night and, you know, all the things that we know we need to do. But just trust that if you set up stress-reducing things to do, that you're working on it, right? Meditation, all those things. Abdomen strong, let's go 5 times, lower halfway, chaturanga. Press back up. You can always do this with your knees down, lower halfway, chaturanga. Press back up, halfway, press up, halfway, press up. 2 more, 1 more. Good, then drop to the knees. Cat and cow tilts for the spine, undulating the spine here. Lift up as you inhale, fold as you exhale. Inhale, heart opens, exhale, round the back. Inhale, exhale, extend the spine, lift the heart, inhale, and then exhale. A couple more, inhale, exhale, really use your breath. Inhale. Oh, excuse me. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Back to neutral. Lift the feet side to side. Shoulder and hip together one side. Shoulder and hip together other side. Keep that going back and forth here. Working out some kinks. Working out some of that stress. Working out some of that tightness. Oh. Good. And then back to the center. We're going to do some hip circles. So what I want you to do is take the right leg, lift it up, keep the knee bent, turn it to the outside, bring it forward to your arm underneath. So the leg stays bent. You need big circles here. Do about 6 or 7. Think about the hip socket, right? And that hip socket is what you want to loosen up a little bit. One more breath. And then we're gonna switch sides. Same thing, other side, so keep the knee bent, turn it open to the side, and then under, and up and under, and up and under. Good, a few more. One more. All right, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Now, take a moment, bend your left leg, push your right heel down. At the same time you're pushing the heel down, I want you to lift the sit bone up. So you tilt, you kind of tilt the butt up a little bit, and that will pull the hamstring connection to the sit bone, and it'll pull it up. You just get a more efficient stretch in the back of the leg. And that's part of your hips. If you just push the heel down, you'll feel it in the back of the knee, calf, Achilles, but maybe a little hamstring. But you have to lift that sit bone up. And then switch. Same thing, other side. Heel down, stretch. Tilt the pelvis up and breathe. Good, straightening both legs from there. Come up on the toes, walk softly to the hands. Extend that spine as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. All the way up, nice big inhale. Hands to the heart, exhale. Arms up, inhale. We'll do a few rounds from here. Fold down as you exhale. Extend the spine. Inhale, step back as always. Try to go easy on the first one. Step back, drop the knees, lower chest and chin, and then a gentle cobra pose. That's your easiest way to get through that vinyasa. And then roll it back, hands and knees, tuck the toes, straighten the legs, breathe. Good, again, up on the toes. Walk softly, or you could hop forward. Extend the spine as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. All the way up, nice big inhale. Hands to the heart, exhale. Arms up again, inhale. Fold down forward as you exhale. Extend that spine as you inhale. Excuse me, step back or hop. Chaturanga, you can go all the way to the mat like before or halfway down. Upward facing dog and then downward facing dog. And breathe, fingers spread, palms flat, breath smooth. Up on the toes again. Walk or hop forward. Extend the spine as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. All the way up, nice big inhale. Hands to the heart, exhale. Arms up again, inhale. Fold down, forward, exhale. Extending that spine as you inhale. Step or jump back. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Right away from here, right leg up behind you, and this time right away, open the hip, bend the knee. Opening the hip, bending the knee, getting that side stretch, but also a little hip stretch if you can, and breathe. Finding the breath. And square the hips. Knee to the nose, some core strength, shoulders over the wrists. And lift it, back and up, forward to the left, twist and squeeze, back and up, forward to the right, back and up, all the way forward. Stay here on the fingertips. Straighten the front leg, flex the foot. Bend the knee, sink the hips. We're gonna do about 3 or 4, and then we're gonna also do external rotation and internal rotation because that will help open up the hips a little bit. So 1 or 2 more like this, straight down, up and down. And then external rotation. So what that means is you rotate the heel, rotate the leg out to the heel, and then bend the knee, right? Rotate outer heel, and then bend the knee. Keep that going. So you're gonna feel this in a different place, more outside on the hamstrings. A couple more. Good, 1 more. Very good. Now internal rotation. Internal rotation, you're inside of the heel. Hips gotta move to the right, and then bend. Internal rotation. Oh, this is the tightest part of the body. Internal rotation. Bend. Internal rotation. Bend. A couple more. 1 more. Good, then turn the back foot, warrior 1. Holding warrior 1. Arms up. Shoulders relaxed. Breath smooth. Just get that little guy in there. The cord. Good, arms up. Shoulders relaxed, sinking down, breathing deeply. Just take 1 more inhale, reach up. And then fold down forward as you exhale. We're gonna clasp the hands back and fold forward later. So lower down, heart opens, shoulders back, downward facing dog. Left side, take it up, open the hip right away, get the side stretch. So you open that hip, bend the knee, and you get the side stretch. Oh, and it's a little bit of a hip stretch, but keep breathing. You can roll that foot up in the back too. And square the hips. Knee to the nose, shoulders over the wrists, abdomen strong. Lift it, back and up. Forward knee to your right side. Twist and squeeze. Back and up. Forward up to your left. Back and up. All the way forward. Stay here on the fingertips. Like before, about 5 times I think we did in each one. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Feel it out for your own body here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. A couple more. 1 more. And then external rotation, so roll to the outside of the heel, bend the knee, roll to the outside of the heel, bend the knee, outside of the heel, bend the knee, couple more. Good, then inside of the heel, so now internal, and then bend the knee, and internal rotation, bend the knee. Good, internal rotation, bend the knee. 1 more. And then a couple down the middle just to feel the difference, right? So it's like a new leg. And then we'll turn the back foot flat, come up to warrior 1. Holding warrior 1, arms up. Shoulders relaxed, breath smooth. Sinking down a little bit, strong back leg. Just reach up, nice big inhale. And then fold down forward as you exhale. Leg back, Vinyasa lower. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. So the fun thing about the hip openers is that we get some fun, if you can open your hips enough, you get some fun climactic poses there at the end of some of these sequences. So Hang on tight, friends. Come on up on the toes when you're ready. Walk or hop forward. Extend the spine as you inhale, fold as you exhale. Chair pose from there. Let's do our 30-second hold. And maybe a little more, add a little twist, palms together. Hook the left elbow across. Fix my collar. Lengthen the upper body, turn and twist up. If I had something in my teeth, would you tell me? If my collar was off, would you tell me? Lengthen up, turn up and twist. Oh, and chair pose. And palms together, switch it. Lengthen the upper body, turn. Anytime there's something wrong, please tell me. I want that feedback. Let me know. Ted, something happened, your tooth fell out. That was so weird. Lengthen the upper body. Actually, all my teeth are in my head, thankfully. One more breath, twist. Good, back to the chair. Inhale and stand, hands together, exhale. Good, nice big full breath. And then we'll link it together. We'll do, let's do a single round, a double round, a triple round through. So that's our harder Vinyasa flow sequence. And if you need to skip the Vinyasas, definitely skip the Vinyasas, okay? Chair pose when you're ready. Inhale and focus this time on a deep bend in Warrior One. Fold as you exhale, halfway up as you inhale. Step or jump. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, down dog, right side first, take it up, bring it forward, Warrior One, deep bend in that front leg, and reach up, hands down, leg back, Vinyasa, lower, upward facing dog, down dog, left side, take it up, bring it forward, bend the knee, reach up, inhale, hands down, leg back, lower, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, hold it, a few breaths. Really extend, so extend the shoulders, lift the tailbone, breathe deep, drop the head down. Pressing the thighs back, heels down. A few more breaths. And then up on the toes again when you're ready. Walk or lightly hop forward. Extend the spine as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Chair pose from there. Bend the knees, reach the arms. Inhale. Stand, hands together at the heart. Exhale. Just take a big full breath. See what that, okay, very good. Back to chair. Inhale. Fold down, forward, exhale. Extend the spine, inhale. Step or hop back. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Down dog, right leg, take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior One, deep bend in the front leg. Hands down, leg back, lower. Upward facing dog, down dog, left side, take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior One, reach. Hands down, leg back, lower. Upward facing dog, down dog, left side, take it up. Bring it forward, second time through. Warrior One, lift. Hands down, leg back, Vinyasa, lower. Up, down, left side, take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior One, reach. Hands down, leg back, lower. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, breathe. One more breath. Push thighs back, heels down, and then up on the toes. Walk or hop. Extend the spine, fall down. Chair pose, inhale. chair, and then stand, hands together at the heart. Just a little reminder, it's chair pose, not bar stool pose. I don't know, because sometimes we need to sink lower in chair pose. So speaking of, chair, 3 times through each leg. Chair, fold down, exhale, halfway up, inhale, step or hop back, exhale, chaturanga, upward facing dog, down dog, right leg, take it up, bring it forward, warrior 1, reach up, hands down, leg back, vinyasa, lower, upward facing dog, down dog, left side, take it up, bring it forward, warrior 1, reach up, hands down, leg back, lower, upward facing dog, down dog, right side, second time, take it up, bring it forward, deep bend, reach up, stretch, hands down, leg back, vinyasa, lower, upward facing dog, down dog, left side, take it up, bring it forward, warrior 1, inhale, hands down, leg back, lower, upward facing dog, down dog, third time, take it up, bring it forward, right side, warrior 1, reach, hands down, leg back, lower down, or not, you can always skip that section, back, left side, take it up, bring it forward, warrior 1, hands down, leg back, lower, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and then let's all take a little break. Child's pose, just a gentle breather here. Just take a moment. Yeah, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. What's a bummer is my knee doesn't really do what I want it to do so easily. It's killing me. All right, let's go ahead and come on back up. Downward facing dog. If you need to rest a little longer, feel free to rest a little bit longer. But otherwise, downward facing dog. From here, right leg goes forward. Take a little bit of an intermission and drop that back knee down. Come up. If you want, you could pad up this mat. This is just a little prep for what's coming next. So come on up, sink the hips forward as you breathe. Shoulders relaxed, breath smooth. Good. And then left arm up from there. Lift the left arm up, lean back a little bit and breathe. So this here is more front side hip flexor. We're also going to go into the quad in a moment. What I want you to do here is as you're lifting up and leaning back, I want you to just lean over to your right side a little bit. Just a little bit of a lean to the right. Keep breathing. Whoa, whoa. Careful not to fall. One more breath. And then we're going to come forward, and if you can, you're either just going to stay there, or you're going to reach the right hand back behind you. If you reach it back and you grab your foot, then you're going to drop the quadricep down. Now this here is quadricep, it's probably not getting the psoas muscle, but piriformis definitely. I'm sorry, not piriformis, your rectus femoris, which is part of your quadricep, one of the quads. Sinking down, breathing deep. You can also let that right leg kind of drop out to the side. Stretch. Good. Release that. Go ahead now and come up to crescent pose. So now you're going to come up onto that back leg and then and crescent. Stay on the back toes, sink down a little bit. The quad stretch and hip flexor stretch we just did should make it a little bit more open here. Take the arms out to the side, breathe. And one more breath. Lean forward, step up, warrior three, balance, thinking about the hips, remember? So today we're all focused on the hips. So I want you to open this left hip, right? Stay balanced here. If you can do this, is a little tricky. Opening the hip, don't touch the floor yet, and then close the hip, right? Open the hip, you're balancing. It's fine if this leg is bent, maybe a little bit easier to have it bent. Closing that hip, open the hip, all right? See that action? Close the hip. Good, open the hip. Feel it on the adductors. You lose your balance, obviously. You can put the hand down. One more time, close. And then open, and now keep it open. Keep it open there. Drive that back leg back. Breathing deep. Left arm goes up. If you're okay looking up at the top thumb, look up at that top thumb. Breathe. Good, look down from there, both hands down, pause. Bend the knees for a moment if you needed to. You could even shake out that standing leg for a little bit. We're gonna head back here, and then right hand kind of grabs your right ankle 5 times. You're gonna lift the left leg, and then bend it, bend both knees. Lift the left leg, bend both knees. Lift. Good, 2 more. Lift up, pull the head closer if you can. 1 more, little lift. And then both feet down. Shake it out. Shake it out there a little bit. Good. All right. And then other side, just go ahead and, oh wait, sorry. Reverse half moon just because we're here. So left hand stays down, lengthen the upper body, right arm turns up. You'll feel more space in the hamstrings, but twist and breathe. 1 more breath. Hands down, leg back. Vinyasa, lower down. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Pause, take a moment, bend the left leg, push the right heel down, stretch it. Good. And then left side when you're ready, take it up. Bring it forward. Go ahead and fold over, drop the back knee, come on up. Sinking down, stretching, breathing. Stretching that front side hip flexor, and then we're going to take the right arm up. Excuse me, lift it up, lean back, breathing deeply. Stretch. You guys, it's my anniversary Saturday. It's just weird to do all these things like birthdays and anniversaries and celebrations and during this time, but 7 years on Saturday. Lift up, lean back, 1 more breath. Good, now right hand down. You're gonna go ahead and grab that back foot. If you can, sink the hips forward. Oh, yes. Oh. Feels so good. Super tight. Super tight. Lifting the upper body up. You can even drop that left knee a little bit out to the side. Keep breathing. and then release that. We're gonna come up to crescent pose. So come on up, step the back foot a little bit closer just for stability. And then arms up, shoulders relaxed, sinking down, slight engage in the belly so you feel that front side hip flexor. And then arms out to the side right away. Lift up, lean back. Driving the back leg back, sinking down a little bit lower, leaning back a little bit more. One more inhale. And then look forward, get your balance, step up, warrior three. Before we even go to half moon pose, I want you to do your hip openers here. So with this leg slightly bent so that you can balance a little bit more, and I'm even bending my back leg, but I want you to open this hip, top hip, and then close it down. And open it up again. If you lose the balance, just catch it, and then back up. And then close it down. Call that two. Open it up. Whoops. I used to be better on my left side, but apparently today was better on my right. And then close it down. That's three, two more to go. The second one will just keep open. Open it up. Close down. And so this is one time you open it. And then left hand down. So half moon pose, drive the back leg straight. If your balance is comfortable, look up. Good, one more big inhale. Hands down, bend both knees, pause for a moment, few breaths. And then we're gonna do our leg lift here in the back. So grab your right ankle or shin or calf. As you inhale, lift it up. As you exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Keep it going. Two more. Lift. One more. And lift. Oh, good. Shake out that leg. Give it a little shake. And then we go to reverse half moon. So reset your left foot. Lift the right leg. Right hand down. Left arm up. Twist, drive the back leg back, lengthen the upper body, turn, breathe. Good, lengthen, turn, twist, one more breath. Drop it all, hands and feet, shake out that left leg. This time, we're going to squat down. See how this goes on my knee. Let's see. I might need to just crack it. But see if you can squat down, Malasana. Just while I give myself a little bit more space. There we go. Good. Yeah. This feels a little swollen after the run. Bums me out. Bums me out, you guys, I gotta say. I'm sure it's going to be fine. I just need to give it more time to rest. I ran once yesterday, obviously. Last week, just one time. So I think what I'm going to have to do maybe is take like a solid 10 days off. See what happens. Off of running. Not off of everything else. Go ahead. Now, a little... you can stay in that squat, or you can do quick crow pose, arm balance, set the hands, lean in, balance. Jump back, or step, Vinyasa, back to downward facing dog. Now take a moment, bend your right leg, push your left heel down, stretch. Good. Right leg up when you're ready. Bring it all the way forward. Stay on the back toes, but move your right foot over to the right. Outside elbow comes down. Inside elbow comes down. And if you had a block, you could support it. Put the arm on the block. I'm going to set the timer because this is going to be kind of a longer situation here. So let's just say first few breaths, with the back leg up. Breathe, and if you can, lean into your right leg. So your right leg is forward, drive the back leg up, so quad, and then lean into the right. Oh, yes, good. All right, that's good. About 30 seconds. Now drop the back knee, come on up, straighten the front leg. Lengthen the upper body. If you're a splits person, you can do the splits easily. Now's your time to kind of take that leg forward. If not, then just be here and either work the leg straight, that's totally fine, or lengthen your upper body, and that should be fine. Pulling this right hip back and breathing. Good, a few more breaths, about 45 seconds there. Excuse me. Good, now bend that front leg. If you're in the splits, come on back. You're gonna go down deep into that stretch again. Same thing, I'm gonna hold here for a little bit. If you can, with the back knee down, you want to see if you can get both elbows down. They may not go. It's fine if they don't go. You can also drop this knee out to the side if you wanted to. Feel free to drop this knee a little bit out to the side. That would be fine. And breathe. Good. From here, go ahead now, come on back up. We're gonna either, actually, so you can stay there for a few more breaths, but if you want the arm balance, now you can take the arm balance. So this is where you would take that right arm underneath the leg, and then walk that foot over, set the hands, straighten that leg, bend the arms, lift the other leg, and breathe. And then just step back or hop back. Vinyasa, or straight back to downward facing dog. And you know, it's interesting. Go ahead and take a moment, bend the left leg, push the right heel down, stretch it out. And then take the left leg up, bring it all the way forward, drop the back knee. I'm sorry, don't drop the back knee. Reset my timer. Keep the back foot up, back leg up. Walk that left foot over. Outside elbow down, and then inside elbow down. This is where we started. But it's interesting, like, you know, I can do that arm balance. I couldn't do the arm balances when my back was a little tender. Now my knee's a little bit tender, but I can do stuff. So, you know, it's interesting how things shift and change. And, you know, I think that the idea of an active recovery is always a good thing. Not always, I shouldn't say always, but you know, most 9 times out of 10, you want to be moving. And if you can do other things not to aggravate or worsen the particular injury or ailment that you may have, then I think you should do that. So for me, for instance, I'm still going to continue doing yoga, still going to continue doing my, you know, plyo personal training stuff that I do with my clients, but I can just modify. I'm going to go on my bike instead of going for a run, right? There's a million things you can do. Now drop that back knee and then come up to help yourself heal. Ultimately, your body wants to be in an optimum state of health. And so if we just take the right actions, take the right steps, it will get there. And that means from how we move our body to what we put in our body to, you know, what we take in as far as information, right? Just pay attention to the news all the time. You're going to be stressed out, for sure. There's no doubt about it. So, you know, if you just keep clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking, you know, you're gonna be stressed. So you got to really find the time in those moments. And like I said earlier, there's this sort of layer of stress that everyone has. Well, and combat that with times for you to heal. So just, looking outside the back door at the Malibu hills back there and just thinking, it's so great to just take a walk. Take a walk. That's all you got to do. Take a walk. Don't take your phone. Go ahead now, come on back down, bend that knee. If you were in the splits, come on back. And you got two options here. So you try first to with the outside elbow down and then drop that inside elbow down if you can first with the foot flat. And then after that, you can start to kind of let that foot drop out a little bit. But it's two different things. And that's one of the things I want to make sure you understand is a lot of the subtleties. Sometimes you can't quite understand from a body standpoint. You're like, dude, what? I can barely do half of what he's talking about. And that's fine. Eventually, your body will shift and change, and you'll be able to do more. And then you go, oh, now I understand what just trust the process of continuing to move and breathe. And there was a teacher of mine early on, and who recommended that you didn't start teaching yoga until you had practiced for 10 years. She said, your body really just begins to gain an intelligence of all these movements after about, 7 to 10 years. Everybody in the room was like, what? That's too long. But now here I am 24 years later, and I understand it. And I'm still nowhere near, there is never a complete, right? There's never a complete. There's things that happen along the way. So now if you want, you can just stay in that stretch. I'm going to do that arm balance, which is kind of cool. Once the hips open up a little bit, it makes it easier to get into this arm balance, makes it easier to straighten that left leg. Right. Straighten both legs if you can. Almost straight. And then step back. Vinyasa. Back to downward facing dog. And then we're going to wind up with a nice little pigeon. So go ahead and go back to pigeon. First, take a moment, bend the right leg, push the left heel down, give it a big stretch. So that was all sort of front side and inside hips. Now outer hip. Right leg comes down, pigeon. I got to modify this a little bit. I think I should be able to do a modified pigeon. Yeah. Just about a minute. That's based on, let's say maybe we got more than that. That's what the actual, no, just about a minute. But it's important, right? It's important to just make sure that you do things on a regular basis that help heal your soul, that help soothe your soul, that help calm your mind. And whatever that is, if you live in Malibu or Los Angeles and or the greater, anywhere near a beach. If you're near a beach, go to the ocean. I mean, there's friends of mine that I have, they're like, oh, they're literally 30 minutes from the beach. I haven't been to the beach in a year. And the healing aspect of the ocean, or lakes for that matter. When we did our little Lake Arrowhead weekend just a few weeks ago, it was so great just to jump in the water, and it just felt great. So it's important to do that kind of stuff. Whatever it is, coming home from work, putting on some candles, playing some chill music, what is it? Music calms the savage beast. We're all savage beasts. And we need to calm down, everybody. A few more breaths. Good, and then switch it up. Ooh, yeah, switching it up. Same thing. I forgot my compression. I started putting compression on my knee, which I think helped it. I have one of those little bands that wraps around. It was really good, so you might see that in the next day or so. I want healing. I want fresh, good healing. 100%. What I always think about is when I do these meditations about healing my body, I always think, not only completely rid of the previous injury, but stronger than before. That's what I think about. So I'll close my eyes and I'll breathe and I'll visualize my knee. Like a bionic knee. Don't say that. Not yet. I don't need, if I have to have knee surgery at some point, I guess that's fine, but I prefer not to anytime soon. I don't think I'm going to have to with this. Tomorrow, Thursday, back here, right here, 9 a.m. for yoga and plyo. So we jump around, hop around, do a little bit of that. If I'm lucky, I'm going to get on my bike tomorrow. That's what I'd love to do. Maybe get up super early and get on my bike. We'll see. We shall see. Last couple breaths. And then come on up. Bring the legs forward. Shake them out for a moment. Let's do just a little bit of Baddha Konasana. So our last final little hip stretch here. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. And we're just gonna do one time where you kind of sink in, push down. So go ahead now, create this ice. This is an active stretch. So push down, arms push down on the legs, but now push the legs back up. And hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And now release the legs and push down and hold it. So legs totally relaxed, pushing down on the legs, breathe. Good. And then that's it. Come on back up, straighten the legs. We're gonna do our finishing sequence. Shake it out, reach the arms up, fold. As always, you can stay here and just stretch. We are gonna go back and do plow and shoulder stand if that works for you and your neck. If not, please do not do it. It's not worth putting too much pressure on the neck. If you can, excuse me, if you want to, then roll up, roll back, take the legs up and over. And yep, support the back, then take the legs right up. Shoulder stand. Legs wide from there, flex the feet. Bend the knees, soles of the feet together. Legs back up, and then we'll do our final twist. Come on down slowly. Pull that right knee in, and then roll to the left side. Nice easy stretch. Good. Instagrammers are going to lose you momentarily. Thank you for showing up. This is the other side. Twist. All we're going to do is Shavasana and then a little meditation to close. Good. Back to the center. Feet flop open. Head drops down. And take a nice deep breath. Totally relax. Few minutes. Go ahead and bring your left hand to your heart center, right hand to the belly. Pause for a couple breaths. And then bend the knees, roll to your right. Just take your time. And then up to a seated position, comfortable seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, just a moment to close. Palms up, eyes closed. Straight spine, even breath. Palms together from there. Take a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for every breath. Namaste. See, it's funny. It's good news because the fact that I can sit like this, I couldn't sit like this because of my knee just a couple weeks ago. So even though it feels a little bit concerning based on the run yesterday, I also feel like it's healing. But I also wanted to mention one other thing before I let you go, which is in Shavasana, sometimes when I'm back in Shavasana, I'll take a deep breath and then I'll exhale, and then my body won't breathe for, whatever, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, probably not really 10. But allow that to happen. So if that's happening for you, that's a good thing. Your body gets to this point of complete relaxation. And that's ultimately one of the places we want to get to, because you're going to get a lot of rejuvenation. So besides sleep, this is probably one of the best things you could do, just to have a nice little, Shavasana where you completely relax. So that's it, you guys. Thank you very much for showing up. Stay safe, stay healthy, support us if you can, and support your local businesses.